Hi guys, welcome back to Conversations with Francesca's podcast. Today we're going to be continuing our conversations on the Motherhood series. This is going to be the episode 2 of the Motherhood series, and today I'm going to be focusing on pregnancy in the early stages of marriage. How does this affect the wife? How does this affect the husband? And how does this affect the marriage itself? So the union itself. What does this early pregnancy do to the couple as a whole? Today I'm going to be looking at how it impacts the wife. So I've had a few people ask me that how does getting pregnant immediately after marriage, how does it affect, how does it affect the wife itself? I was having a conversation with one of my friends recently, and she was like, Francesca, your topic basically just describes me. This is what happened to me. This was exactly what happened when I just got married. So she got married and then they got pregnant immediately. And I think they brought out their son exactly 9 months after their wedding. And one of the things she told me that that pregnancy did to them, herself and her husband inclusive, is that it taught them to become adults almost at once. So imagine you're just getting married, and you're excited about being married. You're looking at, oh, I'm gonna probably have some break, enjoy the first few weeks or months of my marriage before we start talking about raising a family, and then boom, you're pregnant. So immediately it taught them to be adults almost immediately, because they had to think about everything else. So now they're not thinking about just themselves. So it's not like you're thinking about just you and your spouse. Now you're thinking of another human that you're bringing into the picture. So how does this affect the wife? How does this affect the wife? One of the first few lessons that I've learned being married is that when you decide to start a family, you as a wife, you have to think carefully. How is this something that I want to do right now? Do I want to be pregnant now? Where am I in terms of my career? Where am I in terms of my self-development? What is it that I need to do? What do I need to achieve that I haven't achieved yet? These are some conversations that you have to have with yourself first. Some very honest conversations. So when you have those conversations with yourself, then you make up your mind if this is really a journey that you want to embark upon. When you look at that aspect, you have to also look at the aspect of what does it do to your body. Being pregnant will change you physically. So for some, you will gain weight and you will never return to pre-pregnancy weight. You need to be able to deal with that. You need to mentally be able to deal with that. So if it is not a conversation that you've been having with yourself, it is something that you need to have. My friend was sharing that when you go through stuff, is actually not when you begin to talk about the lessons that you have learned. It is after you've gone through those stuff, after you've gone through everything, come out of it, successfully, of course. That's when you can now say that in this journey, I learned A, B, C, X, Y, Z. If you haven't gone through that, then there's no way to be able to say that this is exactly what I have gone through and this is what I have learned. So, as a wife, you need to sit down, reevaluate the whole thing, and understand that if you do decide to get pregnant, it will impact you physically. You will gain weight. I don't know. You will change in no small way. You will change in no small way. You will look at your pre-pregnancy picture and your post-pregnancy picture, and you see that there's a huge difference. However, embrace it. If you choose to get pregnant at that time, if you choose to be pregnant very early in your marriage, just embrace it. I said in my first episode that, being pregnant is a gift. Pregnancy is a beautiful thing. It's a gift. You're birthing life. Your body is an incubator for another human to come alive. So you must see it as a gift. See it as something beautiful, something that you want to do. So consider that carefully. Consider the impact it will have on your relationship. So how will you and your spouse navigate that time? Are you people ready? Are you ready to have a baby? If you're not, when do you think you will be ready? Have those conversations with your spouse. Have that conversation with your husband as a wife. Talk about it. I don't want to be pregnant now because of XYZ. I want to be pregnant in like 2 years. I want to be pregnant in like 3 years. Because when you get pregnant without making plans for it early in your marriage, it does a lot to the family. It does a lot to you especially. So you must be mentally prepared to take on that additional responsibility of being a mom to somebody. So if you haven't mentally conceived the idea of being responsible for another human, I don't think it is ideal to get pregnant just yet. I think it's something you should just take your time, breathe, and then walk through the journey. Then look at also look at your health. Look at your health when you want to get pregnant. It's important that you are healthy as a wife. It's important that you are in that space where you're in a good shape to carry another human, because trust me, you are literally carrying another human being in your body. So make sure you are well enough to do that. You are healthy enough to do that. You're not struggling health-wise. You don't have any compromised immune system. You don't have anything at all that would raise a concern, that will make you maybe high risk or something like that. Just make sure that you are thinking through all that. Then in the aspect of your career, can you take maternity leave at this stage of your career? For some people, or for some jobs, when you start on that job, you can't just hop and leave. When you do that, it impacts you. It impacts your ability to get promoted. It impacts your ability to take maybe further extensive leave when you do need it. So it's important that you look at your job, your current role. Look at it carefully. Do you think that if you get pregnant today, 9 months afterwards, let's say you get married today and you get pregnant tomorrow, do you think that your job can afford to give you some time away from work after you birth that baby? If your answer is a no, then I think you should rethink, maybe re-strategize, think about getting another job. Do you also think that your family finances as it is, if you are out of a job, will your husband alone be able to shoulder the responsibility of running the home while you are pregnant? These are some of the conversations that you need to have. These are some of the things that you need to think about carefully. Think about it carefully. I always say that planning a pregnancy is something very ideal. I support it a lot. Sometimes it can happen without plans, yes, and of course that's why we are humans and God is God, But if you want to, the ideal thing is to properly prepare for it, just make plans that this is when I want to start having kids. This is the reason why I need to wait. For some people, it may not even be because you have financial struggles or anything. You just think that you need the break. You need to wait to probably be able to develop yourself, get yourself to where you need to be. So another thing that I always ask the woman to also consider is the version of yourself right now. Do you think that is the version of yourself that you want to give to your children? Do you think the you that you see in the mirror is the you that you want your children to call mom? If your answer is yes, by all means, please go on. If your answer is no, by all means, what do you think you want to do? What do you think you want to improve upon? What do you think you want to change in this you that you see? What aspect of this you do you think you need to fix and make better to be the exact picture of the you that you want your future kids, your unborn kids, to call mom? Some of these things are some things that you need to be talking to yourself about. Others, you need to be having that conversation with your partner, just so you guys are on the same page and you are decided on what you need to do before you bring another human into the family. Okay, I will be stopping here for today. On our next episode on motherhood, I'll be looking at the impact of pregnancy, being pregnant early on in the marriage on the father, the husband, and the marriage. And hopefully we're going to be having a guest. Woo-hoo! So anticipate, because we'll be having a guest. We'll be having a dad in the house, and he'll be here to share on how they navigated this tide and the impact it had on him, and of course on the family as well. Till I see you again, sit tight, enjoy yourself, and have a rewarding rest of the day. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you haven't shared, please, now is a good time to share. Have a wonderful rest of the day. See you next time.